Cultures. My friend Firdaus knows here. And that time also Sardar Bhai was the same. When I entered, I asked him, कैसे सरदार भाई थे? वैसे young नहीं यहाँ पे. हमारे बच्चे हमको देख के तो हम भी youth हो जाते हैं शायद कोई. I was just telling him. What I saw him 30 years ago is just the same. We should appreciate, people. Whenever he sees me, he gives me that smile and that look. How I used to trouble him when I was the youth, when I was in college, especially the last year when I was the union leader. The way I used to trouble him, the way I used to make him go crazy. Bring the mic here. Charisma 91, we had a village here. We called it as the Charisma village. We had a hut outside. And the famous music orchestra, Lakshman Shruti, was invited as the grand finale. We had the Charisma for 3 days. I don't know how long you have it now. And we had around 30 events. And it was a great crash for our college because after a gap of around 12 years, our college, known SIT that time, now JBAS, was given the permission to host the cultures. And way back then, more than 40 colleges in and around Chennai, all girls colleges, our girls from co-ed colleges, participated in all the programs. That's how we celebrated our college days, that time, and how we wanted to bring our college into the limelight, because that was a time when SIT was not considered to be participating in other college cultures. So here we are, JBAS getting that top ranking. Considered one of the largest women's college, not just in Chennai, but entire Tamil Nadu, and considered one of the prime college in entire South India. And very soon, I know with the great management support and the great faculty, the principal and the vice principal's hard work, and the way they dedicate themselves to raising the standard of JBAS, very soon we are going to be noted amongst the top college entire India. And you will all be part of that history. Coming back to the celebration of the Women's Day. Why is the Women's Day given only one day in that situation? But war is something that we, human minds, in the 21st century, claiming all the development, claiming all that infrastructure that we can boast of, claiming of the progress, claiming that we can go to the moon and we can even start selling plots from the moon, where we plan to reach the Jupiter and we plan to reach all the other planets. But it's such a pity, we as human beings go ahead to destroy our fellow human beings, to create that destructive missiles, to create the nuclear weapons, which will just erase the entire, not only the place that we are targeting, but all around that for years together. We all still recollect the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the nuclear bomb which was dropped till date, what we are going through. We still recollect what has happened in Vietnam and how even till date children are born with deformities because of the the red mission which the American took on Vietnam. Till date they are suffering. So here we are amidst a pandemic and a war. And the worst thing is the war boasted by the developed countries. So here sitting in JBAS college as graduates, as postgraduates, as research scholars, what can you do? What do you plan to do? Just get your graduation degree certificate and so-and-so weds so-and-so BSc, so-and-so weds so-and-so BCom, to put that degree in your marriage card and be happy, looking like a Barbie and be a biryani making machine and a baby making machine? Is that what our target is for what God has created? I always tell the girls, God didn't create us to make good biryanis and produce good babies. God didn't create us to be like the Barbie doll, you know, the perfect figure. God did not create us for our whether my hair is straight or whether my hair is curly, what is my figure size, whether I am fair or dark, whether I am tall or short, what is the yardstick which is the fashion industry is keeping, what is the designer dress I am wearing, what is the designer purse I am carrying. Is that what we women have been created for? Where every day, day in and day out, in your hand, you have the latest trending in your hand. And the trending, the world's biggest industry, two industries. One is for children and other is for women. Men are very happy, they don't have this at all. They don't have this target. When ma'am said that we are the soft targets, we are the victims, forget about the war, forget about the pandemic. You know what we all are victims for? We are the victims of this industrialization which is targeting us each and every inch of our body. Each and every cell of a child's brain. But the child wants that app, but the child wants that gadget, but the child wants to play that game, but the child wants to eat that fast food, it's all completely brain poisoned. Because the industry is targeting them as the biggest consumers. And next the biggest consumers are you and me. I want to wear only that slipper because that is trending now. I want to carry that clutch, I want to carry that bag because that is trending now. I have to have that designer label on me because only then I will be noted. I have to go to that cafe because only that gives me that edge that I belong to that group where they go to that cafe and drink the coffee. Even if it is like really blah. Even if the glass half is filled with all the bubbles and I know I'm being fooled, but still I want to hold that glass and go around the mall telling that, see, I should not drink the coffee very soon because the glass has to be in my hand. Even if there's no coffee inside the glass, I have to hold it. Because only then people will look at me. Where day in and day out, I have to take at least 1,000 selfie and see that it is the perfect or not, or go for the 1,001 selfie. I keep telling this young generation, the selfie trend has made us into a selfish nation. Those days, ask your mommy and your grandma at home, when they used to take photo, it used to be only gang photos. Even the dog and the cat of the house used to be in the photo. And if it was a single photo, it was only எப்போது திருமணத்துக்காக வந்து அந்த அலையன்ஸுக்கு போட்டோ வேணும்னா ஸ்டூடியோ கொண்டு போய் தனியா போட்டோ எடுப்பாங்க. We never took individual photo. It was only gang photos. Whoever was there in the house has to be there in the photo. It used to be group and group photos only. If it was a single photo, we were taken to the studio because we have to give that photo profile for the alliance. Now it's the opposite. Even if there are so many people around you, you want to push them all away. Please, I want to take a selfie, don't come in between. They become so selfish. And who is teaching us this? What is happening to our tradition and our culture? What is happening to that great ethos, especially we being from Tamil Nadu, which our Chief Minister is very boastfully telling that we have to show the Dravidian model to the world. What is a Dravidian model? Why are we so happy to belong to this Dravidian model? I tell in the media, நான் வந்து புர்கா போட்ட தமிழச்சி. எனக்கு வந்து இந்த தமிழ்நாடு எனக்கு கொடுத்திருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த சுதந்திரம், எனக்கு கொடுத்திருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த முன்னேற்றம், where the entire world is talking about how India is curtailing the rights of girls in hijab, especially in Karnataka, the Udupi controversy you all would have heard, how the girls are fighting to wear the dress they want. Here our Chief Minister, our Tamil Nadu people, our Chennai Egmore people have voted a hijabi to go and represent them in the Greater Chennai Corporation. Out of the 200 councillors in the Greater Chennai Corporation, here I go with my hijab and I go and take oath. And I take oath with all my rights and liberty under the corporation commissioner. And this liberty my land has given me. This liberty you will find only in this land where we have equality, peace, and we have justice. That is the Dravidian model. About going back to the trend of we being victims, we being made to be consumerists. Even if there is no food at home, you have to order that online. Even if your father's credit card is fully used up, your mummy's savings is fully used up, you really don't bother. You have to go for the extra credit and have to order it online because the sale is going on. Because you get that extra bounty point. You have to do that payment and you have to not bother about what your parents are going through. You really don't bother about budgets. No more budget limits. No more pocket money limits. We are pushed into that culture where I don't even want to compare with the animals because animals also are cultured, I think. We are being made as consumer beasts. So my dear friends and daughters, how are we going to realize this and how are we going to be consciously drawing the line for what am I going to stand up for? For what am I going to live up to? Am I going to live up to only that, again another trending about having a boyfriend? I have to have a outing. I have to go out. Only then my friends, I can come back and tell them, I went to such and such hotel, I went to such and such restaurant. Or you have to fall into now another very eroding thing which has come up, which unfortunately the central government has also legalized it. Where I say, please be conscious about saving humankind. In the name of human rights, the trend of either you have a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend. Otherwise you are in between. Where it has been legalized. Same gender marriage rights in the name of human rights is being spoken. No more gay and lesbianism is a taboo word. It is openly being spoken. You girls know all that. I don't want to brush it under the carpet. And you know what it means? It means to destroy humankind. Where in our creation, male and female were created in their own right and beauty. Here we are trying to destroy that. Where we in the name of human rights talk about same gender marriage. How will a same gender marriage work out? What will a surrogacy mean? What is this trend of surrogacy? What destruction is man leading mankind to? Can you imagine your life having only mother, no father? Can you imagine your life being brought up by two fathers who apparently have done a same gender marriage and have had you through some surrogacy? What sort of a life would that be if you don't have the combination, the beautiful combination of a father and mother being a parent and bringing up the child? Just put yourself in that position. Before you talk about all these really nonsense things, which again the world is giving it as a trending, where are we leading ourselves to? This comes across from all religion. I'm not talking in an Islamic perspective. I'm not talking here as a Muslim. But as a human being, you as grown-up adults, responsible citizens, human beings living in this world need to understand to what I can affiliate, what I should not affiliate. This movie a few years ago was very trending with the youngsters. You have heard about OK Kanmani?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
You all watched the movie OK Kanmani? But for me it was not OK Kanmani. It was not okay. Though I like the actors, I like the acting, but the poison which was given in between. It's okay to live in relationship. It's okay for you to sleep with somebody even if you are not married to them. It's okay. Is that what our culture and tradition teaches us, my dears? I shared this with Agani here. I shared this with you as a mother of 3 children. I share this with the pain that my children have to be saved from this destruction. I stand here as a councillor of Egmore division, where I have the children's hospital, I have the ophthalmic hospital in my ward, and I have the government hospital, and I take it up as my personal responsibility that I look into all these things. And I see there in the government hospital, not in my ward, in the adjacent ward, that teenagers are coming for abortion. Teenagers are coming for abortion. Government hospital does not encourage them. They can't come and do it. It's not legal. They go to private hospitals. They come back bleeding, their health completely challenged. Why? Why is this happening in our place? Are we being created only for the lust? It was not okay, Karmani, to put it in the minds of our youngsters, where we are being taught that sex is everything. Everything is only lust. Are we created only to quench our body thirst? Don't we have that control over ourselves, where we stand with principle and say, I have my age to achieve, to create my future, to be the architect of my life, where if I control myself and channelize it in the right way and use my potential to create myself, and then I have my life where I have the right to get married, I have the right to fulfill all the need that I have for my biological need through the right channel, your life is set. Your life will be absolutely cakewalk. Your life will be very easy. Whereas the other side, where the OK Kanmani trend, what is teaching us is a total chaos, totally mind loses its peace of mind, where you don't have to answer your mommy and daddy. You don't have to answer your faculty. You don't have to answer your moral education teacher, but you have to answer your conscience. Who is your judge? Your parents, your faculty, your principal? Nobody is your judge but your own self. So this Women's Day, I want to take this message to all you young leaders out there. Be a judge to your own self. We have a justice here. We have a justice, a man who has stood up for our rights all through his life. He has been a great counselor. I remember him telling this many a times, that whenever he was there in his family court, and how he has counseled people, and how especially women, he has given them that courage and confidence that they need to stand up for their right. They need to speak up when they have to speak up. They need to be loud when they have to be loud. They need to break their barrier when they have to break the barrier. All that comes when you are educated and you have the knowledge. You know, the greatest weapon in this world today is our knowledge and education, and there is no age limit for that. Till date, I am a student. I am happy to say, even today I am studying. After such a long gap, I am pursuing my education. Why am I telling I am doing this is because if at my 50 years, if I can do it, after a gap of so many years, if I can pursue it, with all the responsibility and commitment that I have, if I can do it, you are in the top, you are in that age of your life where you can multitask so many things so easily. Just don't have the target of having a graduate degree behind your name. Go on, how that degree can help all those girls out there. You know, India is having the largest number of children being exported for sex trafficking. Child sex abuse is the highest in our country. You know, teenagers younger than you, younger than many of you, are kidnapped and sold off into the sex trafficking racket. They are being sold for few thousands. You know, the girls out there in Nepal and the Tibetan borders are being kidnapped, and their light skin is being peeled and is being exported because the skin is flawless there. Because they can't be put to sleep and be done that. They don't have the time. So these people in the racket as they are breathing and as they are conscious, the skin is peeled off their back, the skin is peeled off their hands and legs. Why am I telling this to you? It's for you to realize how lucky you are that you are sitting in an conference hall and attending college, and your parents are out there toiling and taking all the pain that you can have a comfortable life. Whereas those girls who are being sold are having nobody to take care, are having nobody to earn for them. Their body is the source of income for their parents. Or somebody who has kidnapped them. You don't belong to that age group. How many girls of your age are working in creating the crackers that we burst for the Deepavali and all the functions that we have? Small kids, as young as 8, 9, 10 years old, are sitting there and creating all this, which is anytime fatal for them. We just read it as a news in the newspaper. You don't belong to that category. God has put you in that category where you are studying in one of a prestigious college. God has put you in that category where you have completed your schooling. God has put you in that category where you have come to your graduate level. And God has given you this sense of hearing, seeing, speaking. How many of you have visited the Little Flower School? Do you all know the Little Flower School? What is it? What school is that? Nobody's heard it. It's a beautiful school out just down the road by the Gemini flyover. They have a school for the deaf, dumb and blind. And when you go there, here you have the monitors telling you don't talk, be quiet. When you go there, there's no sound at all. People are talking in sign language. It is, when you go there, you will realize how great it is to have this gift of God where we can hear, where we can see, where we can speak, where our hands and legs are normal. We can walk by ourselves, we can do our work by ourselves. How many children there, differently abled children? Dr. Abdul Aziz knows, our housemaid who's part of our family, her granddaughter, she looks absolutely normal, but she can't hear. And the only thing she can communicate is to make sound, noise and sound. That's all. She looks less normal like you, but she is differently abled. Her brain has not grown. So how lucky we are that we have all this great gift of the Almighty. So here I am asking you, what are you going to do with all that God has given you? It's not the question of rich or poor. It's not the question of tall or short, fair or dark, which family you belong to. It's the question of what you are going to do with God, with what God has given you. What are you going to do? How many people's life are you going to touch? How many people are going to benefit out of you? The day you realize that is the time you will give total empowerment and emancipate yourself from all clutches. Nothing will stop you. Nothing will be a hurdle to you. Nothing will be impossible, because even the word impossible says I am possible. And nothing will be a problem. Never think that as a problem. Think it as a situation. How am I going to come out of the situation? For somebody, their financial trials can be a situation where you have to come out of that. For few, their family relationship amongst the parents will be a situation where you have to evolve yourself and realize how I can manage this situation. You will be put in various situations by God. But if you trust in Him with patience and perseverance, you can find your way out of it. The last 1 month, I have to share the experience with you. How tough a situation it was. Me as a hijabi with this Muslim identity was given no choice but to contest the election. I have campaigned for many elections for the past 20 years, but never contested a public election. I spoke to the Saab also, who's been my mentor. He said, "Vera wali hai po." That's the only thing he said. Just keep moving on. You have no choice. Do what best you can. I spoke to my guide, my mentor for my Islamic studies. He said, you have not opted for it. God has put you in this situation. So He will make it easy for you. But one thing He said, if you have been put into it, now don't spare anything but do your best in everything you do. Nothing should be left like I didn't do this or I didn't do that. You have to do anything and everything, whatever you can, the best you have to put. So there I am going when the hijab issue is just blown out of proportion. When international countries are raising it in the United Nations that India is becoming very racist and very communal. And people are talking so bad about this hijab, like, they have no brains, these people are just suppressing themselves, these Muslim women have got, no rights and all that. And I am in the midst of this election, going home to home, door to door. And there I am seeing, when I talk to them, when I speak to them, when I smile at them, they smile more. They welcome me into the temples. They welcome me into their churches. They welcome me into their homes. When I go to the slum, I get the most affection from those children who are there in the slums. And then I realize this is my Tamil Nadu and this is my land, where they don't bother about what I wear, where they don't bother about what religion I belong to, but they connect to me as a human being. Where they connect to me as a human being, it was really very hard. It was very tough. We started at 7:30 in the morning and sometimes it went on till 12:30 in the night. We walked and walked and walked. I had 30,000 voters. And we were 11 contenders. 11 people, 11 women who contested the election. What best I could, I put. When I say I, it is not one individual. It was a team who was working. It was groups of people who are working on various angles. So the entire team, our focus was only on how we are going to face the campaign. And then the election result comes out of the 30,000 votes and the polled votes which came. I got the 68% of the polled votes, and whoever contested against me, all of them lost the deposit. That was how much they all supported me. Not that I'm talking bad about the other people who contested, but I'm only showcasing and putting across to you my life example that if you give your best to any situation, God will give back many-fold to you. That's the only thing that I want from you. You as young girls today, next stage of life, you will be married. You will have a situation with your husband, with a new family which is going to come through. If you take it up as your own family, when I say this, with humility and pride, I tell you that your Vice Principal, Dr. Amtul Aziz, is my co-sister. Her husband and my husband are own brothers. And when I entered, we lived joint family till recently. Only now our roofs are separate. Otherwise we lived together. When I entered, you know what the first thing I saw? She is wearing my mother-in-law's sari. Our mother-in-law passed away just 2 years ago. And the thing that we cherished and we, divided amongst us with 3 daughter-in-laws, I just told her, Amtul, you are wearing Ammi's sari. We used to call her Ammi only. She was another mother to us. And she said, Bhabhi, yes, this is Ammi's sari and I am wearing my mother's blouse. I thought International Women's Day, I should think about our mothers. It's not, when I say this is really emotional for us. I am not telling this to boast or show off. I was admiring Principal Madam Sari also, and all of you also I always admire. You know why I am telling this? That individual, one single lady, Amtul Mohsina, she was a teacher in the government Hobart school. Not a popular figure, not a known personality. But the way she's brought up her 5 children, 3 sons and 2 daughters. Your Home Science Department HOD is her daughter, my sister-in-law, Salma Parveen ma'am. The way this family with absolutely no ego at all. The way they don't think that, oh, she's a woman, she's a wife. I get more support from my in-laws than my own siblings. I give this honor to her, this lady, who was not known, who was just a school teacher. But the values that she has inculcated in that family unit that she was responsible of is here you see so many leaders because of that one lady's upbringing and sacrifice. That is the value that I want to remember today. And when she passed away, a great beautiful ending. All the 5 children who are involved in social service, in public life, in educational service, in politics. This lady was not known to anybody. Even the greatest, the most known, popular political leaders came home to see her, to send her off, give her the final farewell to her students, thousands of students. How many messages came because the way she has touched their lives. So my dear daughters and friends, the parting message that I want to give to all of you. Everybody need not be popular. Everybody need not be famous and known. But everybody needs to have that value in life where you leave back that to many people around you. Be a great daughter. Be a great wife. Be a great sister. Be a wonderful mother-in-law. That is very important. And above all that, the greatest, the status that God has given the woman is for us to be great mothers. The procreation, the continuity of humankind is through the female. As the famous saying goes, inside the word female also, by default, I think how the English founders, the language founders have kept, male is inside the word of female. I always find it so funny when I recollect this. Whenever you say she, it also has he, right? So the woman has the word man. That great, even the word itself, which denotes us, our kind. So we are the ones who God chose to bear humankind, to give birth. I think that is a great status that God has given us. When the prophet was asked by the companions, "Oh prophet, where is paradise?" And he beautifully answered, "Paradise lies under the feet of your mother." We used to make fun with my mummy whenever she used to say that, "Tumhara pav ka niche jannat hi dikhta hai." I used to take her like and it's all dirty, mama. There's no paradise here. It's in the values that a mother leaves to her entire family unit. And we as women have the capacity where we can multitask so easily. Recollect your mummy in the mornings, where she's packing your lunchbox, she's cooking the tiffin, where she's ironing her dad's shirt, where she's keeping the timetable books for your brother, or how she's setting things, whether there's ration, enough provision for the day, or vegetables for the day, whether the milk cart has to be bought, when the ration has to be bought. All this multitasking one single individual is doing. The same thing, with due respect to a man, even more than 5 lines when we talk to them, they'll say, "Please wait, let me finish this, then I will take up that." That is by nature the capacity where we have been asked by God that you can bear all this responsibility. You can do multitasking. You can do it and do it perfectly. And that is why we women as mothers shine in the role that God has given us. Never compromise on that. Do all that has to be done in your life on time. Don't postpone. Don't think that motherhood is a burden. We are all here. All your faculty here are all. We are parents. And we enjoy that parenthood. And on time if you do it, now no beauty more than that. So your marriage has to be on time, and marriage is never an obstacle. Believe me. It gives you that edge and the empowerment when you get into that relationship with a spouse where you consider him as a partner, not as a competitor. Consider the spouse as your complement, not as a contradiction. As the serials and the movies are teaching you, that is not life is. Life is totally opposite of what the serials and the movies are showing us. Life is not finishing with 3 hours. Life does not finish with 30 minutes. Life does not give you that makeup artist, the hairdo artist, the dress artist. Life does not give you. You only have to do all that. You have to be the architect of your life, where your life will be a great gift to the Almighty. As the Almighty has given the gift of life to you,
What you can give back to him? I always recollect another inspiration and a motivator, which classes I have attended. He says, when I go to the temple and I light the diya, and I think the light was given by God only, so what can I give back to him? When I lay the flowers in the temple, again I am reminded that the flower was created by God and his own creation I am giving back to him. So what best can I give to God? Other than the light and the flowers and the coconut and the bananas or whatever I give as my gift to God, everything is given by him only. I didn't create it. So what is the best thing that I can give to God? Life was not my choice. I was given birth in this world by God's will. Death will also not be my choice. I will be called off from this world when God wills. But what is my choice is the way I live my life. So my gift to the Almighty will be my life as a gift to him. I will live a life which will lead people towards righteousness. I will live a life which will light people's life out of misery. I will live a life which will lead people towards development and progress. I will live a life which will unite people, which will teach what is humanity, which will teach what is brotherhood, which will teach what is justice. And that, my dear friends, is what our culture and heritage stands for. Today our Chief Minister says, Nanum Mudalvan. On his birthday, he launched this scheme, Nanum Mudalvan. We never really understood. But it was very beautifully explained that each and every one is a born leader. எல்லாரும் முதல்வன் தான். எல்லார்கிட்டயும் வந்து அந்த குவாலிட்டி இருக்கு. You only have to tap and bring it out. So here I am challenging all of you. In this International Women's Day, let it be the day where you tap yourself and tell that I am not just a body for people to enjoy my body or for me to just show my body and get the attention. I am not that creation for just cooking and giving birth to babies. I am that creation of Almighty where I create the next generation. I am that creation of the Almighty. I challenge you, my dear friends and daughters. Challenge yourself. Your competition is only with you. Your competition is not with your friend. Your competition is not with the movie star. Your competition is not with the model. Your competition is not with the first rank holder. Your competition is not with the state rank holder. Your competition is only with yourself. So challenge yourself and be the best in any field and every field that you belong to. May the Almighty accept the great work that our management of the JBAS, the faculty is doing to create such great leaders. I am always honored to be part of any program my alma mater holds, and not just Charisma 91. Also, I should say, we inaugurated the Just Bliss. The Islamic Councillor is also in the college. Very soon now that situation is normal. You all will be having all those activities. Have fun, enjoy your life, and be the best in anything and everything you belong to. May the Almighty bless you all. Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me the honor. Assalamu alaikum.